What's up, y'all? It's your girl Cornelia back with another episode of Black News, a podcast where we break down current events, hot topics, and local stories involving Black people. Now let's get into it. Well, yeah, whew, y'all, first, it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. When I'm recording this podcast, it is Monday, MLK Day. And I respect me some civil rights leaders. I respect me some civil rights leaders. I am not one of those people who have over time tried to discredit and slander the name of our leaders, particularly Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X, but today is about Martin. I am not one of those people who will ever try to discount what he did and say that y'all know people be saying, y'all. And if you don't, they be talking about integration was bad. I'm not one of those people. But I am grateful and thankful for his contribution towards civil rights and his place in Black history. I will say I didn't see a lot of, because every MLK Day, y'all may notice this too, on social media. You see people who probably would have hated Martin Luther King Jr. online trying to cosplay as if they are supporters of his legacy and his principles and what he stood for. I didn't see a lot of people doing that. It wasn't a lot of places and space for people to get called out. Hell, I don't even know if the FBI tweeted Happy MLK Day, because y'all know in the past they tried to pull that and they got dragged. A couple years in a row they got dragged. But I didn't feel the need to have to jump in and like not go off on people, but kind of be like, now you know good and darn well. Because let's keep reminding people the majority of Americans did not, well, I would say white Americans, did not agree with and damn here near hated Martin Luther King Jr. But now his legacy is different. People have some perspective. And once you step back and are removed from a situation, you can see it with better eyes. We know that. Um, and I'm thankful because MLK, Martin Luther King Jr., was a very important part of Black history in this country and around the world. But I say that to say, as Black people, we are primarily focused on that day today when I'm recording this podcast. But let's not make no mistake. Today was inauguration for that ugly man. The Red Hats is back. Guess who's back? And it is already hell on wheels. It's already hell on wheels. I'm not going to run down the list of what has already been happening, the executive orders. I'm not going to do this. And I know we, as Black people, say we're going to ignore it, and Black women, we're going to opt out. But the problem with that today is, even if you on social media trying to look at other stuff, I'm trying to research topics for Black news. And now I'm smacked in the face of what everything's going on with this man. But I'm going to tell y'all, it's already bad, and it's going to get real bad. It's gonna get real bad. And we are, people keep saying we are in FAFO season, fuck around and find out, which is true. The unfortunate part of that is that as Black people, we gotta be a part of the find out, even though we know what find out means, and even though 92% of Black women voted the other way. And 80% of Black men. But y'all, it's about to get nasty. It's about to get real nasty. So people have been having these conversations. What do we do in this time of observation? Because in my personal opinion, and I don't mean to be all doom and gloom, outside of us maintaining our peace and trying to remain healthy and focusing on our own communities, it's about to be Germany all over again. And I won't say I don't think people are paying attention to it. I think a lot of people are paying attention to it. But the reality is that the majority of Americans are illiterate or can't even, just unable to comprehend. We have a literacy crisis in this country. And we just don't have the numbers for the amount of people that we need to care or to understand what's happening. We just don't got the numbers. People are illiterate. And that's not even being dramatic. Americans, we have a literacy crisis in this country. So what do we do while we simultaneously watch as this country turns into Nazi Germany? If you, maybe I have to bleep that out because this goes up on YouTube. You know, you can't say certain things on social platforms like on YouTube. They gonna censor you now. But what are we gonna do? Personally, me personally, I'm going to try to make as much money as I can in case taxes go up. Because baby, I need my coin. Okay, I need my coin. And single women already be taxed out the wazoo. People who are listening with kids, I ain't saying y'all got it good, but my accountant has told me on many occasions, Cornelia, you need to either have a baby or buy a home because that's going to be one of the only ways that you going to be okay come tax season. Because y'all be getting my ass whooped. Woo, baby, I be getting my ass whooped. Ain't no amount of pre-tax that baby, you can put all you want in your 401k. You can dump your FSA to the max. Okay. Flex spending maxed out. It does not matter. Them pre-tax deductions, they don't be hitting enough. They don't be hitting hard enough. But word on the street is that your boy gonna be cutting uh Bezos in them. And we gonna get the short end of the stick. So I'm trying to make as much money as I can. I don't know just yet how I'm gonna do it, but I know I can once I put my mind to it, man. Now you not give me a little money now. That's one. Two, maintaining my health. Can I tell y'all? And older women been saying this and passing these messages, but hey, I understand. I added a little more vitamin D and some fish oil to my vitamin regimen. Child, game changer. Game changer. I actually feel a lot better physically. I can't explain it, but that little extra some of vitamin D and that fish oil, it took it over the edge. It took it over the edge. So I'm going to continue to maintain my health, try my best at least physically fit and whatnot. That's one thing. And I'm going to try to do activities or things that make me happy like I usually do because I've been trying to do that. And I'm going to nurture and heal my inner child. So I'm going to try and enroll in some music classes. I want to learn all of the instruments. So I'm going to do that. I don't know what I'm going to start with though. Somebody said piano. I was thinking guitar was the easiest to start with. I also want to play the drums. I don't know though. It might be piano. We'll see. But that's what I'm going to be doing. Okay. Wow. It turned into Swastika City in the United States. I would like to point out and shout out Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama. I love me, y'all. I love me some Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama opted out of going to and participating in the inauguration and its events. Sis was not there. Miss Michelle did not show up. And somebody I saw posted, they said Barack Obama going to inauguration without Michelle is one of the highest levels of Black love that we could witness. And that I believe that is very true because for Barack Obama, who is one of the most criticized presidents that we've seen, to be the only living president who did not go with his wife, that means that he can't tell Michelle what to do. She's a grown woman, but that means he understands where she's coming from and is able and willing to go it alone, regardless of what people got to say. Because one thing we missing, right? People keep talking about Michelle. She don't stand with red hats and them stand for, which is true, right? She told us, and Michelle, a Black woman, we told y'all we're done with you. We told y'all after the election we're done with y'all. But you gotta keep in mind, and I hate that we're overlooking this. Y'all know the amount of micro and macro aggressions and racism and snide, slick ass comments and nastiness she probably be having to deal with on the ground in real time. We only seeing it from the bird's eye view. We're only seeing her in the room through the camera lens. We are not in those rotundas, in those waiting rooms, at those mixers, those luncheons, when she is one-on-one with the same people who've been disrespecting her family for years and has to converse with them while they say slick ass shit to her because we know it, y'all know it, because it happens to us on a different or similar level. So, of course, she's not coming. She's done. So, shout out to Barack as well. But Michelle, I respect that so much. And it is basically a symbol of what we told y'all in our posture moving forward. Baby, you got it. Okay? You got it. If you like it, I ain't gonna say I love it because I don't, but you have at it. Thumbs up. I hope she was somewhere reading a nice book, maybe on vacation. And she also, let me point this out too. Michelle also has to set an example for her own children. Sometimes it ain't about us. Sometimes it's as simple as a black woman, an educated working mom who is raising exceptional children who have a legacy attached to their name because of who we are and what we were able to accomplish. I need to display to them and set an example that regardless of who they are, what the expectation for them is, I have authority over the decisions that I make, and I don't have to be nowhere where I'm disrespected and not appreciated. She probably, and amongst other things, did not go because she need to set an example for them girls. She needs to show them, hey, you ain't got to do nothing you don't want to do. You ain't got to go. And if they're going to be treating you bad, guess what, baby? We not pulling up. We ain't pulling up. Let that be a lesson for all of us. Black people, I'm talking to you, but black women, I'm talking to you. If we are not appreciated, respected, if you gonna have something to say when I walk up in the room, if you feel empowered that you are on the same level as me to even have the audacity to speak to me anyway, but with respect, I'm not gonna grace you with my presence. You're done. Get somebody else to do it. Y'all got it. Thumbs up. So with that, we in for a ride, y'all. I hope we're wrong, but so far for day one, already looks like we're not. So, hey, prayers up for us. Let me know what y'all plan to do in regards to maintaining your sanity and your self-care over this next 4 or however many years, because they gonna change the rules on you. I'm just telling you. Bookmark it. I told you, you heard me here first. Allegedly. Let me know though. You can find me at Canelia on social media. On the other end of the spectrum, in regards to this inauguration season and events, there were parties. Y'all know there's parties, balls, gatherings, celebrations that happen every time someone is elected and leading up to the day of the inauguration. But a stark difference from this time versus the last time that the Red Hats were elected into office, you had specifically a group of black male rappers who decided to accept the invitations to perform and be present at the inauguration celebrations. Some of those, to name a few, were Nelly, Snoop Dogg, Rick Ross, and Soulja Boy. Now, and I'm not sure if anyone is surprised. And I say that because I don't know these people, right? I do not know them personally. But we do know that it is very difficult for some people to choose from like being in a place of having integrity or standing up for something and having a proximity to money and power. That is a very difficult choice for some people. So I'm not surprised by the decisions that were made in this case by them. Am I disappointed? Sure am. Am I shocked? No. Do I expect more of this? Absolutely. You see, more people are not afraid of aligning themselves with that administration now that they won. Because before they won, everybody was in the closet, but now that they won, people starting to come out. Which is also alarming because I don't know, y'all. I just wouldn't want my reputation to be attached to something like that. I just don't see it. But hey, again, when you have a need to be in the proximity of money, power, and whiteness, anything's possible. I would like to point out, though, that none of these people that I named will or have gotten the same treatment that Chrisette Michelle got some years ago when she sung at one of the inauguration events. Chrisette Michelle is still while she's back performing and sells out at venues and things and is doing her thing. She still personally, I don't think she has recovered from what happened. It was detrimental to her career. She was shut out. But a part of that is, and we all know what I'm about to say, it's because people hate black women and want to punish black women more than they want to punish black men. Also, because her fan base was primarily black women. And black women, y'all know, hey, we strict. When we don't wait, when we done, we listen. We be like, you know what? You're done. And that's it. The battle is when your fan base is primarily black male, it's highly likely that you will not suffer the same consequences because there is a leniency that happens from black men and around and to others than it does the other way around. So ain't nothing gonna happen. Ain't nothing gonna happen. A fan base is gonna be fine. Like there's nothing that's going to result from this. And we already starting to see it because even with the Nelly backlash, people are tagging Ashanti. Like, what's she got to do with it? She literally hasn't said anything, but that just shows you people are excited to punish the black woman in relation to what happened versus punishing or holding accountable the person who actually was participating. But whatever, allegedly, I ain't, hey, whatever. But this has sparked something in me to start to compile from now through the next couple of years. And I'm going to try my best to keep up with this, but I will now be compiling the weakest link list. Who are the weakest links? Is it you? Is it you? Who is it? Who are the weakest links? And I'm compiling this based on who I think will be, how do I word this? On the wrong side of history in regards to black people. Baby, you on the wrong side. And it is harmful towards the betterment, enhancement, and forward movement of the black community. You are on the weakest link list. I'm starting it today. People gonna be on it. They don't know me. I don't know them. And this list ain't got nothing to do. They ain't gonna be affected by it. But I'm telling you right now, the list is being compiled. It's some people who was on it residually. And let me put this caveat, this asterisk. People ain't gonna be on the weakest link list if they been weak links, and it's assumed that their natural nature is to be a weak link. Like Candace Owens. Candace ain't gonna be on the list because we know her, she ain't got to be on the list. Okay? We know she's supposed to be on the list, but she ain't got to be. This is on the people who came out of nowhere and now on the weak link list. So let me know who you think should be the inaugural addies, if that's even a word, child, to the 2024 through 2028 weakest link list. Hit me up. Let me know your thoughts about it. You can find me at Cornelia on social media. Before I get into the last topic, I wanted to make sure I circle back on what we thought the Beyonce announcement was. Child, she done postponed. And I don't know if I said she might postpone, but I did say if she announced whatever she was going to announce while the fires was burning, it was going to be Backlash City. And sis, in the wee hours before the announcement was supposed to drop, she said, you know what? I'm going to postpone. People have been affected by these fires. Okay. They've been affected by these fires. She read the room and said, I'm going to postpone. With that in mind, though, people have been like leaking information saying that they were on certain concert ticket sites, and they accidentally saw some Beyonce tour sites dates drop. Some other people were saying that they work like a ticket master. Somebody behind the scenes said that it's another tour. So, child, it sound like we about to be on the yeehawing it up for the Cowboy Carter tour. That's allegedly. I'm just saying what people. I'm reading the paper. Okay, I'm just reading the paper. I also was wondering if she was going to pivot that whole idea and do something else because she got stuff in the canon that she can just drop. Like, girl, hey, we ain't got to, baby, we ain't got to spend no money. Just give us some new music. Hey, I'm good. I'm good with whatever. I'm going to support whatever. But Beyonce did postpone, and she also announced and mentioned how she donated, I believe, $2.5 million via Be Good to victims of the Eaton fire, which are in Altadena and Pasadena. So shout out to her for of course coming through with the funds and the donations. With that though, let me know what y'all think. The new is it a concert? What y'all think? Like what is it now? Just text me and tell me. Not you B. Text me and just tell me. I'm not gonna say nothing. Okay? Just tell me. Let me know what y'all thought though. You know where to find me. You can find me at Cornelia on social media. I don't know about y'all, but I found myself being consumed and extremely interested in the happenings around a criminal case that's happened in Detroit regarding a young 13-year-old girl named Naziah Harris who disappeared and allegedly was unalived by a man named Jarvis Butts. Again, allegedly. This man is in his early 40s. Again, she was 13 years old, presumed to be pregnant due to her being essayed, sexually assaulted by him for a number of years. And again, all of this is just based on the pre-trial that they had their family members on podcasts. It was just been a lot going on regarding this case. But it is a tragic story about how a young girl who was left in the care of her grandmother and her aunts was essentially unprotected, unloved, and just abandoned. Like, even though she had a place to live, there's still a level of abandonment that comes when you are completely left to be preyed upon by a grown ass man. So one thing that has happened, and it was some really graphic stuff that came out in the pretrial about what was happening to her and what he was doing to her and with her. So again, to point, she was pregnant. She's 13 years old. But one conversation that has been happening that I really want to address is this idea of young girls being called fast. Because some people are in comments and commentary have been saying, based on, they read the text messages in the trial, and some of the text messages from her to him, some people were saying she sounded grown and she sounded fast, and she was a fast little girl talking like that to a grown man, without taking into account that, one, I heard the text messages and she did not sound grown. I got a lot of grown homegirls and grown friends and we don't sound nothing like that. That sounded like a girl that was mimicking something that she was taught to do or she was being shown for years. It's kind of like if you say the word shit around a toddler a couple times, they're going to mimic it. That's the same thing that it sounded like. It did not sound like she was grown or fast. But I want us to stop using that, because ain't no little girl fast enough to catch a grown man unless he a pedophile. Let's keep it real. Unless he is a nasty man, there's no little girl that's fast enough to catch a grown man. Could it be? And I'm speaking to this to people who have maybe been called fast, called some girl fast, have mamas or cousins, grandmamas who use the word fast, the term fast, whoever the case that it applies to. Could it be that men and women have the ability to groom and to prey upon young girls and young boys to put them into a position where they're forced or learned or taught to use sexuality, and things that aren't necessarily associated with being a child to get the attention, to get the affection of adults. And there has to, I know it's a better way to say that, but this idea that a child would wake up and out of nowhere know how or be empowered to use sexual language or to flirt or to have do anything within that space without being taught is crazy. Like they ain't the child gonna wake up on their own and be like, you know what, I'm gonna try to initiate sex with a grown up. That is learned or taught behavior. That does not, that is, the brain don't fully develop till you 25. And if a adult woman, because one thing that has happened in this case that was revealed, the man who was accused of doing these heinous crimes, Jarvis Butts, has multiple children by multiple women who he has been impregnating as early as I believe 16 years old. Don't quote me, that could be wrong, but he has been preying on women his entire life, and even has 5 children with Naziah's auntie. So if and before I even continue, I want to add the context. He was also imprisoned and served significant jail time for sexually assaulting and raping another little girl. He got, he assaulted and raped a little girl, and Naziah's auntie found out, knew about it, and was like, oh, that's fine. I'm going to get with you anyway, have kids with you, and have you around them and my family members. So if a grown man has the ability to manipulate, to take advantage of grown women, why, when that happens with a little girl, is that not the case and is deemed as her being fast? We need to stop using that. We need to stop using that language. Stop calling little girls and even little boys fast. Start asking questions. Watch your kids. Look in their phone. I don't have kids, but I know because I was a kid, you need to look in them kids' phones. You need to watch them because the people in the world are out here taking advantage of and preying on them. This family is one example of how easy it can be for you to bring somebody in your life and they can completely destroy somebody within it to the point where they are missing and presumed dead. So I just want to get that off my chest because I can't stand when I hear that. She fat, he acting fast, she acting fast. She fat. No, she's not. Stop it. I even don't like, and it bothers me when people proclaim themselves as being fast little girls. No, you were preyed upon, you were probably groomed and taken advantage of. But I digress. Have y'all been keeping up with the case? It's hard. It's heartbreaking and it is very difficult. But child, I don't like proclaiming where people should go and the punishment that they should have. But that N word, he need to be in jail. Get under the jail. Put him in there right now. Get in there, and he need to stay there. What do y'all think though? What do y'all think about the word fast and how it has seeped into the Black community, and it might be in the white community too? I don't know what be going on, but I know it's a problem within ours. Let me know your thoughts about it. You can find me at Canelia on social media. On this week's episode of Black News, we talked about MLK Day, the inauguration of the 47th president of the United States, and what we Black people are going to do to maintain our peace during these unprecedented times. We also talked about some people performing at inauguration, Beyonce postponing her announcement, and also the unfortunate case around Naziah Harris, a young girl that went missing, and the concept of being fast and how it is negatively impacting the Black community. Hit me up. Let me know your thoughts about all of these topics, some or none, and I'll check back with you guys next time. That's it for this week's episode of Black News, y'all. Thanks again for supporting the podcast by sharing, liking, subscribing, and rating 5 stars on your favorite podcast app. To find more information about me, you can check me out at Cornelia on social media, as well as on my website, which is cornelia.com. And as always, thanks for supporting, and I'll be back next week with new topics and a new episode.